When it comes to horror movies and the kind of films that you love, let me tell you something, there is a lot of crap out there. Sometimes you have to sift through the garbage to find movies like these. Movies that can really change you, movies that can give you purpose, movies that can kind of set the gold standard and kind of reset your life for a little while. Films like Halloween, films like Skinamarink, films like Jeepers Creepers Salem's. Obviously, these are not the films that I have enjoyed over the last 5 years. But tonight on Beyond the Grave Media, what we're going to do is we're going to go over about 5 movies per year from the 2020s till the 2025s. 5 years of my favorite movies that I've been watching kind of on a loop. And then we're just going to kind of see where we end up. Now, the first one from 2020 is Anything for Jackson. I wanted to start this list off with a bang. I know you had to sit through Skinamarink for just a second. I was just fucking with you. Anything for Jackson gets under my skin. This could have been at the very end of the video as one of my favorite horror films. Now, let's talk about another really quick slow burn from 2020. This was the year of the Zoom link, the year of working virtually, the year where everything had to be at home, online, on your computer. And this film took that format and made one hell of a crazy good horror movie in just the amount really of a Zoom call. How long is a Zoom call? Like 45 minutes, unless you have the premium edition. You real OGs out there that have the unlimited know what I'm talking about. Host is damn good horror material right here. Moving right along, we are talking about 2021. This film blew me away. I've got a long form video. I watched this film on a flight to New Orleans. The sadness fucks. The sadness fucks everything. The sadness fucked everybody up when they seen it. It made everything controversial again. It made assault and being violated like scary again. And the sadness took no fucking prisoners, man. I was such a massive fan of the sadness. And then another film from 2021 that I really dug was this film called Son. Now, I'm really into cult movies. I'm really into anything witchy, right? And this film plays with you a little bit. It plays with our Father, plays with the darkness. It really kind of lets you wonder exactly what's going on. Son was one hell of a good horror film and something that I really had a good time with, that I rewatch. I love the actors in this film. I mean, this, if you're just looking for something kind of light, kind of something just in the mood of, you know, who done it, almost like a pre-Longlegs in a way, right? And I'm not going to totally ruin what it is, but it is mean, it is nasty, and he is coming. Son. Another Netflix amazing film that came out. I don't even really have words. I've watched this film 3 or 4 times. Ncantation. I love foreign films. I thought this film, you know, just as a parent, was so just shocking and hard to watch. I love films about curses. I love films that kind of like mess with reality, that are almost like a little bit meta, if you will. Films that make you want to like kind of wonder what's happening. Like, if I watch this, am I going to be cursed? Is whatever I'm streaming this on going to be a problem? And obviously those kind of things don't happen, but this film really toys with it. It plays with the medium. Ncantation is excellent. Now, listen, everybody, you know, this is a divisive film, okay? And if you ask my wife the scariest film of the last 5 years, she would say Talk to Me, and a film that we're going to talk about at the very end of this video. Talk to Me was one of her scariest movie experiences. It was a sold out packed theater. We bought those frozen margaritas, which I do not recommend because they usually give you immediate heartburn. So call it the heartburn, call it the little bit of the alcohol, whatever was going on, whatever the head change was. This film scared my wife so bad. And I was pretty impressed by it. I thought this was like a really fresh take on the horror genre, kind of the possession genre, kind of like substance abuse. I mean, I know that it's popular and trendy, but I thought that these dudes were just a breath of fresh air for the horror genre, man. I really love Talk to Me. I've watched it. I probably watch it once a year since it came out. If I put it on, my wife's like, God damn it, why do we have to watch that tonight? This movie fucking sucks, man. I remember getting home and texting my buddy, and I was like, I feel like I can see the woman in Talk to Me like up in the corner of my room. Like, I thought about this film for days and I had to go back to the theater and watch it. I had such a good time. Is it one of the scariest films? It's a little cheesy, it's a little hokey, but when it wants to be nasty, Talk to Me brings the violence, brings the pain. Now, one of my favorite films in the last 5, I mean, these are all favorites, but Late Night with the Devil, 2023 standout horror film. I don't know if you get better than Late Night with the Devil until the rest of the year slate rolled out. Late Night with the Devil, Darren Dawson-Malchian, however you say his fucking name, he needed his own movie. He needed to be the Johnny Carson of our times. We needed to kind of like go on this unscripted, right, where we put all the film together and we have this wonderful, wonderful time. Late Night with the Devil fucking rocks. Best Halloween movie ever, man. It's so fun. Then another film from 2023 was this film called Passenger. And I thought that this is this Kyle Garner and a dude, he's kind of bullied, he's kind of picked on, he's having a hard time at work, and then all of a sudden things snap and you go on kind of like this. It's not like an American History X. It's not like, what's that other one where we need to talk about Kevin, but it's got similarities to where you're just like, oh, this shit is fucked up. We're going to have to really solve some problems now. Excellent pacing, creepy storyline, very, very uncomfortable to watch. The Passenger was like, it's one of those films that's like really, it knows it's artistic and it kind of flexes that muscle, but I had such a good time with it, man. I didn't feel like it was pretentious. I didn't feel like it was annoying. I was just like, everyone can probably relate to like having a bad day at work, being bullied, trying to stand up for yourself. Like, I feel like this is just a universal truth. And Passengers, I thought was excellent. The Passenger, right? Now moving on to one of the best films of 2023, Hellhouse Origins, the Carmichael Manor. This movie scared me on a Sunday when I watched it. I want to say it came out in October of 2023, and I didn't watch it during Halloween. I think I watched it like a couple of days before Halloween on a Sunday, and I just got lost in the legend, the pomp, the circumstance of everything with the Hell House, all of the lineage, all of like the backstory, and trying to figure out who the Carmichaels was. How did they get the clowns? What's up with this mansion? It had legitimately scary moments in it, and I just remember doing that. What in the fucking hell? It's not gonna dude. Carmichael Manor was so damn good, and I think it's got a great soundtrack. It's like it's playing it straight, but it kind of knows that it's cheesy, but it leans into that. This is like real news while still being like, hey, we're gonna do something different, okay? Not to be upstaged by the greatest film of 2023, When Evil fucking Lurks. Dude, let me tell you something right now. We're 7.5 minutes in. If you haven't seen When Evil Lurks, turn this video off right now. Because When Evil Lurks is coming for you, man. And it doesn't matter how far you run, where you go, how much you pray, how much you just hope for things to get better. When Evil Lurks is a nasty, violent, possessed film that I am just in love with. I already love Damien Rugna from Terrified, not Terrifier. That's a different Damien Leone, right? This is Rugna unhinged, baby. I'm telling you right now, the violence and the depravity in this film, like, it was one of my first videos on YouTube, and it actually got me my first content strike. I love When Evil Lurks so much. I think you cannot do better than this film. It is so damn effective. It's mean, it's nasty, dude. It's visceral. It is just, it pounds you over the head. It just bludgeons you to death, and I think there's nothing better. I mean, gun to my head, the best movie of the last 5 years, this is in the top 3 for sure. I always recommend it. I can't tell you how many times I've watched it now, 5 or 6. Like, I'm talking shit, but you know what I mean? I think about this movie more than I've watched it. I fucking love When Evil Lurks. Now, let's go with a little bit of fun from 2023. This was one that just kind of fell under the radar. This is one of those kind of fantasy, one of those kind of mid-80s films for us 80s kids out there. If you're a fan of The Gate, if you're a fan of Gremlins, if you're a fan of even Monster Squad, those kind of movies that take place and they're fairy tales, kind of folk tales, right? And you've got a house, you got to move in, you got a situation, you got like bad townspeople, you got problems. And this is one of those films that just test your patience. It wants to see like, hey man, like, is the town with you? Is there something else going on? How about a little bit of creature feature? How about a little fun? How about a little shenanigans? Can you just have a popcorn flick once in a while? Let your hair down and just have a blast, because that is what Unwelcome does. One of the best films of the last I mean, this film, I know that it gets a lot of hype. I know that a lot of people hated it. I don't really give a shit. I don't really need the Silence of the Lambs, comp. I don't need the Seven comp. I don't need the it was too supernatural for me, because it couldn't happen. It didn't make sense. I wasn't going to buy into it because I don't believe in that stuff. Did you have a fun time at the movie? Did you get lost for a second? Was everything going not the way that you thought it was going to go? Did you see all the foreshadowing? Because there was a lot of foreshadowing. We are talking about good old Osgood Perkins is one of his better films that he's made, which is Longlegs. I thought that Longlegs was one of the best of the year. I thought that it completely rips, and I thought that there was no reason why to not even watch this film. I mean, I kind of save it with me and my buddy. We talk about it hey man, we're not watching this until a certain time of year. I usually fuck up and watch it anyway because I feel like I can glean a little bit more every single time that I watch it. I have the best fucking time. I love everything about fucking Longlegs, man. I love the Satanism, the dolls, the way that the mom has to act. Everything is just peaches, and I love it. Now, one of my favorite creature features of the last 5 years. This is the creature feature on this list. This is the number one. This is my bread and butter. This, if you're a fan of 80s films, some of those Amblin films, early 90s as well, arachnophobia fans out there, this is a film for you. Straight up. This film fucking rocks, man. It is so mean. It is so nasty. It's got some of the best creature violence on screen. If you're afraid of spiders, you are gonna hate this film. Now you might say, how come Infested didn't make the list? That's played a lot more straight, Josh. What's wrong with you? Great fucking movie, but this one is campy. This one is fun. This one puts you right in the driver's seat, and it lets you kind of get to control how much nasty spider parasitic just goop and ooze. This is almost like The Thing meets The Blob meets Night of the Creeps. Sting is fucking perfection, man. If it wouldn't have been for another movie last year beating it out, I think Sting was my favorite of the year. I fucking loved Sting so much, all the way up until this next film. How can you not pick The Substance? It's 2.5 hours of some of the nastiest body horror you can get. The Substance brings everything to the table. It brings sexuality, it brings consumerism, it brings materialism, it brings nasty wild ass fucking shrimp and gross ass Dennis Quaid. Crazy film, crazy body horror, crazy transformations. It's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely insane, and it's been absolutely covered to death, and that's because it was absolutely the best fucking horror movie last year. Hands down. The end. Now, we're moving on to 2025. There might be a couple of little honorable mentions, but this film right here, The Surrender, I am telling you right now, this film came across a Friday night where I was like, let me just take a chance on this. I love cosmic horror, right? Lovecraftian. I love satanic horror. I love body horror. And this is what you get. If you could think of how maybe Relic was, not the original creature feature, but the one from a few years ago, where you take these old folks, right? You get a little Taking of Deborah Logan. You get a little bit of Grief. You get a little bit of Hereditary into you, and you just let this fucking world spin. If you can't tell, I haven't taken a breath in 13 minutes and 36 seconds, and what we're gonna do is highly recommend The Surrender. This is a nasty film. This is opening up your third eye. This is a Tool song. This is everything that horror is supposed to be about. Now, let's talk about a movie that I just seen twice, okay, in the last week. Weapons came out and blew my fucking hair back, okay? Barbarian did not make this list. That does not mean that Barbarian is not one of my favorite films in the last 5 years. I thought it was excellent. I was really looking forward to it. In another, space-time continuum, I would put that on this list. But Weapons was this dude's best sophomore effort. This is a fucking film. Go watch it in the D-box seats where you're in the little, you're in the car. The seat jaws and moves and twists and vibrates. I lost my fucking work phone twice. Weapons rocks. Now, another one that's getting a ton of praise. Another one that everyone and their mom has seen. Kevin Kugler's, is that his fucking name? I can't even forget, because I don't watch superhero movies, so I wasn't super familiar with Homeboy. But Sinners was a movie that I was not expecting, and I have a hard time maybe even keeping it in the horror pantheon, because it is such a great drama, such a great, kinda, I don't know, period piece. But Sinners, it was one of the best movie experiences of the year so far. If I hadn't have been in that weapons chair where I was moving all the fuck around, it would probably go to Sinners because of the music alone. I'm a massive blues fan. I've covered Sinners multiple times on this channel. I was such a huge fan of this film. Another film that I forgot to throw on, that this is going to be my top films of the last 5 years, right here. Oddity. Oddity fucks, man. Oddity is exactly what I needed. Oddity from the director of Caveat, which could have also made this list another year. I didn't want this fucking video to be 40 minutes long, so I'm at 15 and a half minutes talking about Oddity, a witchy, nefarious, nasty, paranormal, psychic, whatever you want to say. It's an Irish goodbye. It's an Irish good fucking time. This fucking movie rips. Everything about it, man. It's got crazy creatures. It's got a crazy, like, oh yeah, I would probably do the same fucking thing. It's got a comeuppance. It's got revenge. It's got everything that you need. It's got nasty gore. It's got great characters. I feel like the setting is perfect. I want to live in that fucking house. I just want to be there. I just want to explore shit. I thought Oddity was so refreshing, and it looked like it was made on such a small budget that if you're going to go, if this was the top 15 of the last 5 years, this right here is my number 3 of the last 5 years. Oddity. Now, it's easy to say, well, you love The Substance, you love Sinners. Why aren't those higher? Because like those are really, really well seen movies. I want to talk about films that don't get enough love. And maybe that fucking logic doesn't totally check out, but Oddity was so nasty. It was so good. There was callbacks to Caveat. It was just fucking mean, dude. And that's really what I want, is I want films that fuck with you, films that are mean, films that have a lot of rewatchability. Speaking of rewatchability, speaking of the movie you whisper about, the movie you recommend to your friends, the movie that you're like, I don't know if I should be watching this, man. The movie that is a parent, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. A movie that is like darkly comedically funny. A movie that just continues to fucking rip and continues to blow me away every time I watch it. This movie, The Coffee Table, is fucking amazing. It's fucking horrifying, it's fucking tragic, and it's fucking perfect. If you haven't seen The Coffee Table, what are you doing? This is easily one of the best films of the last 10 years. Coffee Table is so damn good. Now, this is my number 3. Moving on to number 2, The Ugly Stepsister. Okay, The Ugly Stepsister is my favorite horror film of 2025. Hands down. I feel like Weapons is kind of more of a murder mystery. I feel like it's got horror elements, it's got comedy, it's got black magic, it's got darkness, it's nasty, it's witchy, it's a lot of things. But The Ugly Stepsister is body horror. It's body horror done right. The Ugly Stepsister was the first film this year that made me go, what the fuck? It completely blew me away. I've lost count as to where I'm at in this list. Okay, but this is number 2. If it's at the end of this fucking list, we're almost 19 minutes talking here, you know that it's pretty important to me. The Ugly Stepsister is right there as being the best horror film of the last 5 years. It is right fucking there. If you have not seen it, if you're not a fan of having to read, well, guess what? This one's in a foreign language, but they barely even speak. This one has nudity, it's got sexuality, it's got just disgusting, nasty horror, grotesque gore, perfection, great music, the sets, the costuming, man. Not to be all fucking weird, but it is a fucking movie. Now, the best film of the last 5 years. From Brian Bertino. You might know him from The Strangers. None of that remake bullshit. We're talking about one hell of a horror film that I recommend above all other horror films of the last 20 years. That is The Dark and the fucking Wicked. The Dark and the Wicked was the first movie that I'd seen in 2020 that made me go, what the fuck? That is uncomfortable. That gets under my skin. That kind of unnerves me. That kind of scares me a little bit. There was something so magical, so twisted. There was so much malice wrapped up in The Dark and the Wicked. When I get ready to put that thing on in October, because I watch it probably twice a year, I know I'm in for a fucking long haul. I know that it doesn't care about me. I know that it's going to attack my character. It's going to attack every single part of me that makes me feel like things are okay. There's no comedic relief. There's no humor whatsoever. You do get to have one beer with your brother and try to reminisce about things that you think might be good that are actually fucked, okay? Incredible fucking film. Incredible fucking violence. Incredible fucking gore. incredible, just dreary dread the whole time. I want to be messed with when I'm watching a horror movie. I want to feel bad. I don't want to feel good. I want to be enveloped in this nasty fear. Very much like when Evil Lurks, I don't want to feel like I have a reprieve, any sort of way out. And that's what The Dark and the Wicked does. The Dark and the Wicked fucks around and it makes you find out. Now, if you weren't, raised in any sort of spirituality, maybe it doesn't affect you the same way. But I was, and it gets under my skin and it's my favorite of the year. I love you. Take good.